Welcome to Crossright Homestead. I'm Mary Miller.
And I'm Steve, and on this episode we're going to start working on that pig pen we've talked about a few times. We've got to get that going and get ready for the pigs, so stay tuned. So for what we're going to do right now is we're going to take and cut the loin for jerky, but this is what she has left and this is what she really wants is some jerky. So we're going to go ahead and get this sliced up for her today, and I'm just taking a little bit of the silver skin off. We want to make sure we get that all off of there before we start cutting this thing up. See, the silver skin wouldn't cause a big issue for jerky because jerky's kind of tough anyway, so it's not a big deal, but we want to go ahead and cut it in strips for jerky. So I'm going to cut this thing in about half. That way when you get a piece of jerky, there's a little piece of silver skin. You can see it's going to be about 4 or 5 inches long, about the perfect size for some jerky. I got this thing set to about an 1/8 inch thick. So that should be a nice thick slice for jerky. It should be about perfect. It's going to get a little thinner as it dries. Let's see how this goes. So this is a nice strip of jerky meat. It's a little bit thick, so I'm going to go ahead and make it just a little bit thinner than that. That'll make it a lot better. Here we go. As you can see, this is still partially frozen. It makes it a lot easier slicing it when it's just a little bit frozen. We always want to be safe there. We don't want to get our finger in there. Last one got a little squirrely. And that's it. Simple as that. Now we got some nice jerky slices. Here's a picture of our final product. Nice even spaces of lean meat to make some great jerky out of. So, as you know, we've been talking in the past about getting some pigs here on the homestead and some goats. So we took the first opportunity we had to start getting prepared for that, and we started with the pigs. So we found this pig feeder on sale at our local farm store, but you can see it's got a little damage on it. It doesn't close properly. They had it marked down for 10% off, so I thought, well, we should be able to bend that right out for 10% off and save a little money. So we went ahead and bought this. So let's go ahead and see if we can bend it back. If not, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. We want this to be really easy because what the pigs are going to do is they're going to get their nose under right here, flip this up so they can eat. So we don't want it hanging up so that it gets stuck shut. So make sure we get it bent nice. Well, that's an easy fix. So right there's a $20 savings, $15 to $20 savings on that. So easy fix. Okay, so we're going to start assembling the pig pen. We got one short end and 2 long ends. This is going to be the short end. We need it to be about 8 foot, so about 96 inches. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off, and this will be our short end, and we'll get this put in place. So the first thing we're going to do is put a hog panel on the back side. We already have a cattle panel there, but for hogs, it's got a lot smaller holes in them. So we're going to go ahead and put one up there just to be safe in case we get some small pigs that they can't get through the cattle panel.
Okay. You're probably pretty close to the easier way. Are you going to nail it down on this thing here right here too?
Yes.
Okay. No, don't go past the corner.
So our thought is, and we're not sure if this is going to work, we're thinking about hooking this around the cattle panel, the staple, and driving it into the 4x4s to help hold it down. Then we're going to wire it all together on the corners. We'll see if it works. The top one's not bent.
You want to go that way? Okay. Well, it's okay. Got to turn it upside down. Hold on. Is that going to be good enough right there?
Take it down. I'm going to try something. Said I got an idea. Put it on the 4x4. So my thought is, and this may not work, and all you farmers that watch this channel is going to say, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, that's not going to work. And that's okay, because I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to find out. So my thought is, I'm going to nail down into this, then I'm going to spin this panel up, and then it should be in place and nailed down. We'll find out. Now we'll see if it worked. Aha! Kind of worked, yeah, that'll work. Now we can fasten this to the next corner.
Wanted to. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. This is our pin.
Not hurt anything. Get some pliers and bend that. Can't. There we go. Now we got it tight. We got it nailed down there. We got it nailed there. So this end is not coming out. On to the next side. All right. Got that fastened. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to nail into here, and I'm going to put a short piece of wire on here to anchor this down to this board. So we'll go ahead and double this wire, make it as strong as we possibly can. Then we'll loop it around here. Alright, so what we're planning to do is cut a hole in this hog panel big enough that our feeder bottom can slide through the hole. So we want the feeder on the outside, the hole on the inside, so that they can get in there and eat. And we could feed without getting in there. I've seen this on YouTube. You know how them YouTube channels are. Some of them cut and paste and make their videos look really good, but we're going to find out and see if it really works or not. If it doesn't, this could be an epic fail. So it needs to be 12 by 12. So we're going to try to get a 12-inch hole here. I'm going to skip the bottom two to leave a little stability in there. I'm probably going to cut out here, 2 over here. We'll leave a little bit of room. I'm going to cut 12 inches out. So we're going to go up to this line right here.
Mark the center line.
Why?
You got to cut the center line out.
This? Now we're going to try it out and see if this will actually fit. So there, that's actually works better than I thought. Then I can feed from out here, and the pigs can still lift it up here. So I think this is going to work. We're going to give it a try and see. I'm going to put a couple staples in here again, stand it back up, and then start putting it on the whole side on here. Pull it down that way just a little bit. So we got some staples in there again. And we're going to just stand this up. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay. Now, I think we're going to nail it on the outside here. we're going to go ahead and try and put the feeder on here. And as many of you know, we dry poured this cement. And the cows have been using it all winter, these Angus cows, and they were about 1,100 pounds. We don't have any cracks in it yet. And we were going to take these boards off and just use the cement. But since they're here and they're still in decent shape, we're going to try putting the pigs in here with those on there. But next year they may come out. But we'll see how it works. Well, let's see how this feeder fits into here now. So what we'll do is we'll fasten it right around this wire. Then the way we feed them is through the top. So we just dump the feed in, close it. We don't even have to get in there. But what we might do, there's a couple of holes in the back. They're mounting holes. So if you're going to mount it in a barn, we're probably going to go ahead and silicone those shut just so that there's no rainwater that gets in there. So we're going to take that back and do that before we put it out here in the snow and rain. But yeah, so we got the pen up. We're really close to getting ready to bring the pigs in. So stay tuned for that. So we just had a thought that if we hang the feed on here, that could be about 50 pounds. And it could make this kind of wobbly. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, for now, we're going to put one in here, but we may have to put two just to help make this fence a little more stable. So we're going to go ahead and put one in now because we know we need at least one. So let's get that done. Must hit a root. Just to help hold things nice and tight. We'll go underneath this spot on the post to make it good and sturdy. It's going to make it work just fine. That'll help. So this is going to help for a couple reasons. The obvious one is the feeder being right here. This is going to help support it. But also, if this board does decide to pull away from the concrete, now we got this post in here, it's going to keep that from happening. So it's a win-win on that situation. I think that'll work just fine.
All right, well, thank you folks for watching. It looks like we are ready for some pigs.
So yeah, the pig pen's ready. All we got to do is put some caulking on those holes in that feeder, put it in, tie it up, and we're ready for pigs to go in that pen. So hope you like this episode. I hope you continue to like and subscribe. We're getting close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we hope and pray you have a blessed week.
God bless.